Welcome to Aliun and Gome of New York Society of Play.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Today, we're going to talk about the impact of COVID in choosing a camp this summer. That's going to be really tricky. So, where can parents start?
Well, there are a lot of things parents can do to ensure that they are picking the safest option for their child this summer. One of the first things a parent can do is taking a look on the campus website and looking around to see what health considerations they've made. Now, the more material that a campus put out surrounding safety and health regulations, the more you can kind of tell the amount of thought that the campus put into those considerations. A good sign is typically if they have a health and safety regulations packet or document on their website that's available for parents to download and read. Usually that'll tell you what safety precautions they're taking, um, anything that parents might need to know, any extra materials they might need to bring, as well as any new rules that the camp might be adding that year to increase public safety and minimize the risk of COVID transmission.
What are some good questions that parents can ask about the health plan?
Well, things that people can look for on the health plan and things that parents should ask are they requiring face coverings? Are they requiring social distancing? Do they do temperature checks? Are the staff CPR certified? Are they equipped to handle an emergency should it arise? And do they have first aid training? So all of these different things are questions and things that you should look out for on any given health plan. And any camp that has all of these considerations laid out, I'm pretty sure you can feel safe has put a good amount of thought into their health and safety plan for this summer.
And how important is the camp location, do you think?
Oh, camp location is extremely important. What we've learned over the course of this pandemic is that the risk of transmission is much lower outdoors as opposed to indoors. So, taking that in mind, in regards to COVID safety, a camp that has predominantly outdoor activities would be quite a bit safer than one that spends all of their time indoors. So, you want to check. To see whether or not the camp that you're planning on attending has a nearby outdoor site, how much time they're going to be spending at the site. How much time are they going to be spending indoors? And when they do, have they taken considerations to make that indoor site safer? That can come in the form of specialized ventilation systems or even just social distancing across the site so that, groups aren't too close together and people have room to space out.
And speaking of spacing out, what should parents consider when it comes to the size of the camp?
A lot of camps this year are running at a lower capacity. This is partially to reduce the risk of transmission, and this is also to make parents feel comfortable that they're not sending their child out to, a campsite with hundreds and hundreds of kids. Um, so if you're comfortable sending your camper out to a camp with hundreds and hundreds of kids, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you are trying to look for the absolute safest experience you possibly can, it might be good to ask the camp director what fraction of their normal capacity they intend to be running at this summer.
So, there's some camps you think are doing limited registration.
Yes, from what I've seen, a lot of camps are doing limited registration, um, not only for the safety of the students, but the safety of the staff. Um, the less people there are, the less chance there is for one of those people to have the virus and possibly spread it to more people.
Before we go, tell us a little bit about New York Society of Play.
Oh, gladly. We are a youth and family services provider. We focus on social games for children and families. So, a social game is really anything where there is a heavy amount of interpersonal interaction between two or more players. Um, we use these games to teach life lessons and foster the growth of social skills. So we might play a competitive game to teach productive attitudes around winning and losing. We run games where the entire family can play to sort of have an activity that families and children can interact with together and play on the same level, which we find generates better intergenerational understanding. We are running an online summer camp this summer, as well as two locations out in West Brooklyn, one in McCarran Park in Williamsburg, and one in Fort Greene Park in Clinton Hill. We're going to be doing loads of fun games, including our classic Dungeons and Dragons program, um, as well as some amazing foam sword fighting games. The kids are going to be running around with foam swords and playing, classic games like Capture the Flag and King of the Hill. So we're going to have a really fun mix of mentally stimulating activities as well as, a lot of active play as well. So there should be something for everyone.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you so much for all the information today.
Of course. Thank you again for having me.